Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are doing a Manchester United Erik ten Hag press conference for the Brentford game tomorrow at 3 p.m. It looks like it's a 9-minute long press conference. There's going to be some interesting stuff. Injury news. I want to see if Reguilón is back. I don't think he will be. Because I don't think he's been in team training yet. I think he's been doing individual work, so I don't think he's going to be back. Even though we bloody need him. We need him like he's bloody Lionel Messi, Reguilón. He's our only fullback that is near full fitness, and we can't keep using Amrabat at left back because that's been causing problems. Again, not his fault, but yeah. It is going to be an interesting press conference given how shite Manchester United are. What I don't want to hear is a Sancho question, and I don't want to hear a Harry Maguire question, because every time, Sancho, there seems to be one every week, and Harry Maguire on international duty, there seems to be a question about him a lot as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Thank you very much. We're here today.
Sorry? Ten Hag's dad? Ten Hag's dad's here, to be fair. Nah, he's a bit too young to be his dad. They do look relatively similar. You know what? If Erik ten Hag aged another 15 years and put on a bit of timber, I reckon they could be related. Right, but anyway, let's see what this Donny has to say. I don't know why he's speaking, to be fair.
Today, to push the fact that we're doing a coat donation.
What?
Not just our staff, our players, our staff, our supporters.
What? A what donation?
But then tomorrow, what we're going to do tomorrow is we're asking all fans to give us coats. But it's great that...
Coats? Right, I mean, that's nice, isn't it? It's lovely. If anyone's got any coats to donate, boys, Manchester United Foundation, they're doing a coat donation, so get involved with that, lads. They haven't said where it's going to, though, to be fair. Probably the Glazers are just going to flog them on eBay. Even though they've got millions and millions and millions, they'll do that. They'll collect all the coats, flog them on eBay, and then keep the couple of grand from it, because he hasn't said where they're going to. You would imagine the homeless. Be quite funny. Let me preface this. It's not funny that people are homeless. Absolutely not funny at all. Right? It's horrible. But it would be quite funny to see a homeless person in a full Manchester United training gear with coat.
Erik can give us his coat today and kick it off.
Yeah, I think a great campaign, and I hope that all the fans are very supportive on this campaign.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We just have a coat together. No, that's fine. If we just move this up there. Sorry, so we can see the managers.
Okay, covering this one. 3, 2, 1. More 3, 2, 1.
It's funny he's got Erik ten Hag on as well. It's got his initials.
Thank you very much.
Success.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, United are not going to be left out in the cold against Brentford. See that joke? I'm so witty like that, ain't I?
Thank you.
Okay, welcome to our pre-match press conference for our Premier League game against Brentford tomorrow. First section embargoed until 1:30 p.m. Ian, let's start.
I hate the embargo, and it's just annoying. Why can't you just do it all at once? Who wants to listen to a press conference at bloody 10 p.m. when they release it? Behave yourself.
Hi, Erik. We've just heard from John about the campaign, the winter coat appeal that's running tomorrow. You've donated your own coat as well. How much do you encourage fans to support this? How important is it?
I think it's important that we are together, society, and So we have to support everyone who has, say, problems, difficulties. And I think everyone who has it very good, you can give a part of you. You can share something, definitely. So I hopefully this campaign is great, and hopefully everyone is supportive of it and give everything you can, because I think many people can give something.
Thank you. In terms of the
Give your coats, boys. Give your coats. I've got nothing to add to that.
football at the moment, what qualities do you need to see from your team tomorrow in order to get yourselves out?
I do need a coat, to be fair. Just thinking, I haven't really got a thick, warm coat that's waterproof. I've only got like jumpers like this and like a waterproof Mac. It's like really lightweight. I don't have like a thick coat. But, you know, the coats aren't for me anyway, for people that need it more than me. But yeah, just to keep you informed of my my wardrobe situation.
Moment, what qualities do you need to see from your team tomorrow in order to get yourselves out of what's been a real difficult run?
Consistency, and that is.
Oh no, not consistency. We don't need to see that. Because at the moment, if we see consistency, then we'll have a terrible performance. Because we've been consistently bad. Anyway, let me just let Ten Hag speak and then I'll speak after. I just interrupt him all the time, man. Sorry, boys.
That is the problem where we are struggling with. In parts of the game, in big parts of the game, I would say, we do a lot of things right. But then we are moments where we're struggling, and we in such moment we can't survive. And in this moment, you have to do the right things, and so be consistent in doing the job. Be consistent in the communication, because when you do that, you keep the right organization and do it like before. So yeah, definitely you can mark such moment as when we score a goal or when we concede a goal or when moments, decisive moments are going against us, and then we lose a little bit team. And where we, over big parts, say 95% of the game, we are that team. So keep doing all the way through. And there we have to step up.
You know, if you're Thomas Frank, Brentford manager, if you're any other manager or any other team that's coming to play Man United, the fact that we are terrible whenever we concede a goal or whenever we score a goal, I mean, you got to be rubbing your hands together. Just wait for a goal to go in. Doesn't even matter which end. And then United are going to crumble. If they score, they'll crumble. If we score, they'll crumble. So, yeah, it's not the best quality to have that. If you concede or if you score, you crumble. Not the best. But yeah, Erik Ten Hag is basically saying that needs to change. Yeah, I think I would agree with that one.
Have you worked out why the team is suffering in those 5% of moments? Do you know what the reason is for that?
I wouldn't say it's 5%, by the way. More like 55%.
Yeah, it's difficult, but of course you do research and you point it, and we spoke about, of course, with the team about it and how we can improve that fact, and we make some agreements about. Yeah.
And what is the reason? Is it concentration? Is it the pressure in those moments? What is it?
It's got to be concentration for me. Has to be. These are the same. A lot of the players are the same players. Who, obviously, Martinez is injured, and Luke Shaw's injured. So I mean, and it's not De Gea. So actually, a lot of these players aren't the same players. Basically, 3 of the defense and goalkeeper are different out of 5. So a lot of them aren't different, but it's got to be just lapse of concentration. It is. You can't defend well sometimes, or defend well for 30 minutes score a goal, and then your game completely changes. It's just lapses of concentration. And I don't, it's just, you can't be an elite footballer and have these, and it's all individual mistakes as well. That's what it is. It's like just individual players letting the team down. And I guess that is one positive, right, that United can take. The fact that sometimes it's not a team performance. Like against Galatasaray, I think we looked okay when creating things. Hoyland looked fantastic, but 3 individual errors led to goals. You know, I think it's easier to solve individual errors than it is to solve, in general, poor performance. Now, I will say we haven't created as much as what we should in general, so that's a team issue. But in terms of us conceding goals, it seems to be more often than not individual errors. And if it's individual errors, individual lapses in concentration, that is easier to solve, like I say, than as a team we defend absolutely shite.
I think it's more than one fact. It's, concentration is one, but there are also so other things. And most important in such moment is that you keep on one page, and that starts with again communication.
Thank you. Eric, how ready is Region to return?
Not for tomorrow.
Oh. Right, so that goes back to my preview. Watch this, right? My preview I did earlier on, it was Coffee Talk. I released it in the morning. Have a look at my preview. I basically said, to summarise, I didn't think Reguilon was going to be able to start. I didn't think he would. So I've gone, because we can't play Amrabat there again. We can't do it, you know. Even Ten Hag's alluded to in his press conferences it being a massive issue. We're unbalanced on the left side. He said it. I think he knows that we can't do it anymore. I think we've got to put Lindelof right back, which means we're going to have to bring Maguire in at centre-back because he's the only to play alongside Varane. And then put Delot at left-back. So Lindelof right back, Delot left back, and put Maguire or Johnny Evans in. I think I put Johnny Evans in. Maguire or Johnny Evans have got to go in. I think that's what we got to do. We can't continue to play Amrabat there. He makes too many risky passes, which is fine when he's alongside Casemiro. You can make those passes. If there's a turnover in possession, you've got a whole back line and Casemiro to help you out. If, as it happened against Galatasaray, if you lose possession when you're the furthest man back, all it took was one header and they were in on goal, and that was their third goal. Because Amrabat played a risky ball, there was a turnover in possession, and because he played a risky ball, and he was last man, then they were just through on goal. You can't make that. You can't make those suicide balls. That's why they call a suicide ball in left back when you're the deepest man. So not his fault. That's not his position, but it has to change. That's it.
And Sancho's still not with the first team. And how ready is Anthony for a Premier League start as well?
I think he's ready for a start.
Marcus Rashford's got 1 goal this
Yeah, okay. Could be Anthony then. We see back in
season. Last season he had 5 in 9 at this stage. What difference are you seeing in his play at the moment?
I swear this was a question last week.
Compared to last season?
Confidence.
Yeah, but that is a team, and of course him, and there's both, and so I'm sure it's normal that you are not always in the same levels, and of course everyone knows the qualities of him, and also the opposition knows the qualities. But if Resi is doing the thing right and the team is doing the thing right, we will put him in the right places, and then it's up to him. And we have seen the last weeks that he's coming in the good positions. And now he's a little bit struggling, but this will pass because everyone knows the qualities. Everyone at Man United backs him. And the whole team is supportive to him and believes in him. And so I'm sure with that confidence, with that belief that the team is behind him, this will change. So this will swap. This will pass.
I agree with what he's saying. I'm behind him, right? I think Marcus Rashford can be unbelievable. He can be unplayable. However, I do also think that when he's playing bad, he plays badly in spells. He's either unbelievable, I've already said this, he's either unbelievable on a previous video, he's either unbelievable, unplayable for a good period of time, or he's shocking and ineffective for a good period of time. And I think it's completely fine if he's in one of these bad spells to not force him to play sort of every single game, not force him and try and play him into good form again. I think it's completely fine because you've got Garnacho there who's who's a wonder kid, right? He could be unbelievable. He could, who knows? Garnacho's still young. The levels of Garnacho, the ceiling of Garnacho, it's still unknown. There's a question mark against it. He could be even better than Marcus Rashford if you give him minutes on the pitch, opportunity to develop. So I think you should be able to rotate, especially if Garnacho's playing well and when he's come off the bench or when he's started in recent weeks, he's either got a goal or looked good when he's come off the bench. So I don't think we should be afraid to drop Marcus Rashford. And that answer right there probably means he's not going to be dropped. This will pass what Ten Hag said. So I feel like he's going to just keep playing him until he starts to perform better, which I do think he will. I'm sure he will. But I don't think it's going to affect Marcus Rashford that much if he's just rotated a little bit. I really don't. I don't think we have to keep trying to play him into form. I don't think it's beneficial for the team, and I don't think it's beneficial to Rashford.
Where would you say his own confidence is at? Is it just a case of needing that spark for it to click for him again?
But that is always, but that's always so. That strikers, when they don't score for a moment, they need that, and they need one goal, and then they step over, and it will come. And he's so experienced, and he knows that as well. And when he's doing the right things, and when the team is doing the right things, that momentum will come, and then he will be on fire.
Sorry, it's one more.
That's more of the same, isn't it?
Eric, hi Eric. I know you have a new goalkeeper. I know you haven't had a settled defence all season, but you've conceded 18 goals in 10 games so far. If you haven't...
18 in 10, Christ. -4 goal difference, Christ. We're playing Brentford, we've conceded more goals than them and we've scored less goals than them, Christ. And they're in 14th, I think. Please. It's just a dream.
Got any of those injured defenders coming back soon? What can you do to fix that?
Yeah, that's what we're just talking about. So we're talking about a lot of last days about communication, and that, of course, the routines when we have to make almost every game changes, and the routines are a little bit less. Say, and 99% in top football is a lot, and then you make mistakes as a team where opponent takes benefit from it. So we worked a lot about we need to be on the same page. We need the communication in such moment that we are well organized, and then it's about the player, the willingness to be on the right spot and make the right decisions in the right moment.
I feel like this question about goals conceded, consistency, that question, and this about the campaign, we've had 3 questions and they've basically been the same answer. We need to concentrate, we need to play better as a team, all that jazz.
One other thing that's happened is your win percentage seems to have dropped dramatically since you won the League Cup last season. You were up at 69% of your games were won before that. You're now down to about 50%. Do you think there has been any sort of hangover from that cup win? Do you think some people maybe thought the hard work was done and have rested on their laurels slightly?
I think that's a bit silly, that question. nobody wins the EFL Cup and thinks, that's my career done. What? That is the pinnacle of the sport. The EFL Cup, my job done. Casemiro wins the EFL Cup and he thinks, thank God. That is the pinnacle of my career. That is the moment that I've been... These Champions Leagues, these five times Champions Leagues have all been helping me to get to this moment. The EFL Cup. I can now just completely relax. Varane as well. I mean, I think there's plenty more things to win, and I don't think the EFL Cup... You know, it's funny because normally, when you win trophies, it sort of... Or you win that first trophy as a group, normally that sort of incites teams to go on and do better things. You know, once you get that first trophy, you know, whether it's an EFL Cup, you're like, okay, hopefully that gives them that hunger. And that's what normally happens. But I don't think the opposite has happened here. I don't think players have gone, job done. I don't think there's any correlation with that. I think we've just been poor, but not for reasons of players thinking. I mean, we've had a lot of players leaves and we've had a lot of players come in as well. Like we've had a big sort of change around in the team. But yeah, I think that's a bit silly.
It's the fact, and you know, so we dropped in levels and we fight against, but so we have to get back to those levels, and yeah, there are reasons for, but still, yeah, it's not acceptable, and we have to fight against it. And every team we put out, and they have to be on one page. But as I just explained, the routines at this moment are not always there, but they have a good foundation in the way of play. So we have there some rules and principles, and when you keep that foundation and then cover each other and support each other, then we will play better.
Last question in this section, Aaron.
Hi, Eric. With the international break coming up, does it make it even
Maguire, is it going to be a Maguire question?
more important to try and go into that on a positive note from tomorrow?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 points at the end of the day. It would be nice, you know, as a United fan, it's always horrible going into the international break after a loss, isn't it? So it would be nice to get a win, but it would just be nice to get a win anyway. Let's get into double figures, shall we? In the Premier League? After, would it be 8 games? That'd be nice.
But every game we have to win, and so that will always be the case. So that approach will not change for any game.
Right, that's it. Thank you, boys, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed sort of my reactions. I think it's quite nice, isn't it? You know, well, I think it's nice to sort of be able to discuss this. Hopefully you leave a comment down if you sort of agree with everything, or if you disagree with anything that I've said, or you want to make a comment on what Ten Hag has said. Hopefully you get that down in the comments below, and you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. But yeah, I quite like talking through Ten Hag's comments in these press conferences, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more than just listening to Ten Hag himself. So anyway, boys, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you for the live watch along tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. on YouTube. Hopefully you'll have that bell notification, so when I go live, you'll get notified when I am live. And I'll see you tomorrow, boys. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao. See you then.